Here we go. The last resort. Nice big house that actually would be a good house. But it's a pub. And it's always been a pub, and it's on Bond Street in Blackpool, which is a particularly decrepit street. Yeah, I know there's a T at the end of decrepit, but it's pronounced decrepit. So yeah, a horrendous place it is. Let's see, I always, you know, when I'm in these areas like Knutsford and great areas, I mean, Bond Street used to be a nice shopping kind of place, but well, frankly not anymore. Now let's see what's for sale here. There's a bijou residence. How's that for you? Looking for sale. It's actually for sale. Let's see what it says. Land with planning. Fuck me. Look at that, it looks like it's fucking fallen down. And it's also affected the house next door because there's that giant crack in the side. You see how that'll come away? It's not good, is it? Anyway, it's for sale. So if anyone wants a good looking house in Blackpool, here you are. Wow, there's even a mattress to go with it if you're a bit short on your first week here. There it is, and this Bond Street used to be quite a nice place, but it's just like it's just gone to fucking rack and ruin. You know, it's just dreadful. This is just a little bit behind the pleasure beach. I think some shops are still prospering. You know, like the niche ones like that. They're Trim It UK Limited. The rag trade always go well in any times, because people need clothes, don't they? Someone's just covered their face up over there, which is a weird thing to do. They obviously don't want to be on a video, which is very curious, isn't it? You know, the Buddha of Blackpool's videos are very innocuous and certainly not worth covering your face up from. So this is the road near Montague Street, Bath Street, or as the southerners say, Bath Street, going down towards the sea here, because what you've got in Blackpool is like really depravitous places, which should say depraved, and then you've got the beautiful sea over there, but it's like any seaside town. I mean, this is the back of the Queen's Hotel. Used to be great, this, when Pat Mancini and her husband had it. I don't know what it's like these days, not been in for ages. The great keyboard vocalist Andy Knight used to work there, and of course Pat Mancini was friends with Joe Longthorne, so he would go down into the bar there and do a spot gratis. And this was like 18 years ago when we first moved to Blackpool. I don't think it happens anymore. It doesn't happen with Joe Longthorne because sadly he's dead. See my early video, which I'd love to say I'll put a link up there, but I won't, will I? Because I realise that by putting a link up there, it'll take me about 3 hours to be able to do it and to get like 24 views. So, and as I've said before, these views aren't for numbers. They are for, I mean, it's nice to have people watching them, but they're not for that. They're for posterity, so that when I'm dead, my offspring can press delete. Now I can look at them if should they so desire. So now I've come from the Queen's Hotel and that hideous street behind there onto the front, see? So you can get like the two sides of Blackpool, the schizophrenic Blackpool, to use a politically incorrect adverb. And here we are, here's South Pier, popular home And look at that fat seagull there. Hey, Gully. Gully. How you know his name? Well, that's what they're all called. And yes, they all look alike. Now this is a good hotel here, the Viking. Me and wife, to use a Yorkshire phrase, me and wife were chucked out of there about a year ago because we weren't residents. We went in with two guests who were residents. We went in to see the cabaret because we know a lot of cabaret artists, having been ex-agents, and a couple of friends of ours were appearing on there, and a couple of friends of ours were staying in the hotel. So we'd been for a meal at Papa's when it used to be good, and we went to the Viking, and they said, oh no, you can't come in. You know, like as if you're trying to get into fucking Fort Knox or something. Can't come in here. Oh no. We had a big argument at the door and then pissed off. But I think they let people in now. It depends. I think it's whether your face fits, you know, whether you've got a good cover story or not. Well, let's see now. Here's a lovely Blackpool tram going down there towards Stargate, which is at the end of the trams go between Fleetwood and I'm just looking to see if that's an American Bully XL. Does anybody know? Is that an American Bully XL? Can you tell what dog it is by looking at its arsehole? You probably can by looking at mine. If it comes over here, I'll fucking shit myself. These fucking devil dogs. And everyone goes, oh, it's not the dog, it's the owner. It's the owner. Yeah, I suppose to a degree that's true, but you never hear a kiddie being fucking shredded by a bleeding Jack Russell, do you? Or and they can be vicious, can't they? Or a Shih Tzu, you know what I mean? My child was mauled by a Shih Tzu, so that's not the owner neither, is it? I think anything that can lock its jaws around your gonads is a cause for concern. So there, here we go into deep South Shore. That's quite a nice chippy over there, Pablo's. I've been in there for a little fish once. It's hard to keep the standards high. The best fish and chips I've had recently, I think, was at, oh god, where was it now? It's very hard, let me think. A few places have gone downhill. It's like I say, the standards have got to be very high. Can't remember where it was. I might leave it in the description below, but it was really nice. It was perfect. You know, when the peas taste like the peas of yesteryear. Those were the peas, my friends. I thought they'd never end. We had some peas and fish and we had chips. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. All together now. So, coming up to Wetherspoons. I mean, I was eating in there last week. I met a couple of friends of mine last week in the Velvet Coaster. Now that's all right, but the trouble is with it, I know it's pub food and everything, but it's I'll tell you what the trouble was. I mean, it's a great looking venue, you know, at the top there. When it's summer, you can eat outside, or you can eat on the top balcony. It's really nice inside. It looks nice, but the trouble with it is that it's look at there, look at the resplendent tower. The Velvet Coaster is, I ordered, not last week, but the last time I was in, I ordered scampi. And, you know, scampi, chips and peas. And I got 4 pieces of fucking scampi, you know what I mean? That's not good, is it? It's, I had to phone wife to put more scampi on when I got back home. Always drop the H's if you're from Yorkshire. When I got home, I mean, I dropped my H's. I've been dropping my H's since 1976. Since I knew what a H was. Since the first time I said, oh hell. And here I am in hell. So here we've got on the right Grosvenor Casino, where you might like to take a flutter or put your house on black and end up in a bed sit. And we've got this great water park here, the Sandcastle. That's very good attraction. Nice, enjoyed by all. And of course Blackpool's most famous attraction on my left there, which is the Pleasure Beach, the beach of pleasure. It's a nice sojourn this, near the sea. Nice little journey in my Travails. A nice little iter, as the ancient Roman Latin speaking centurions might have said. Let's have an iter to Blackpool. But of course Blackpool didn't exist in ancient Rome. All that was here was a black pool. And that's not a joke, that's actually true. I think Lytham, the town of Lytham, is in the Domesday Book, but that was from 1066, I think the Domesday Book was written. Someone will correct me below. Everything I say is always corrected below, which is quite a nice opportunity for me to learn something, you know, like someone who's like a bit of a know-it-all. You get someone saying, oh, the Domesday Book wasn't 1066, it was 1042. So let me know if you know. Anyway, Lytham appears in it as one of the oldest towns in Britain, of course, which was like 1,000 years ago effectively. So, but Blackpool wasn't in it. So, but that wasn't Roman times, of course, that was 2,000 years ago. So Lytham probably wasn't here in Roman times. Maybe a few settlers, maybe attracted by the smell of fish and the smell of everything else that attracts people. Now that's a good ride there. You see that spinny thing going round there? That's the spaceships. And I remember when I was about 10, my mum would have been 15. My mum would have been about 32, because she's 22 years older than me. And she went on that ride, and I thought she was really daring and brave. We came on a trip to Blackpool. She went on the spaceships. I thought, oh my God, that's so outlandish, so decadent. I didn't say that when I was 10. I'd have got a clip round here. No, the Buddha of Blackpool never got a clip round ear. But I want these spaceships to go high, so I can film them for all you armchair bound viewers, or maybe viewers in New Zealand, or I've got viewers all over the world. I've got viewer all over the world. Predominantly myself, actually, when I watch it back. So go high, spaceships, go high. Let's have a look. I think they're on the way up. So my mum was on that so many years ago. Let's see if they go higher. I think the thing's spreading out like the tentacles of a tarantula, the testicles of a tarantula. Maybe that's as high as it goes. Maybe this in life is as good as it gets, because of course we've only got today. Let's see if I can get a different angle. I think that's it. I think, is it rising up a bit, or is it my imagination? In my imagination there is no constipation. I dream about you all the time. Famous Kylie song there. It's not looking good, is it? I think that's it anyway. So yeah, she was on that ride. I was 10, she was 32. They were happy days. That was 1975, believe it or not, viewers. I know my voice sounds as if I'm only 23, but I'm not. Let's see the big one. Let's see the big, and they're just about ready to go down there then. Let's see them. These brave people come round the bend. I think if I was on there, it'd send me round the fucking bend, to be honest. So there they go down the big chute. Hear the screams amidst the Buddha's narration. Fun for all the family. I don't like hell rides like that, but I know it's very popular with some people. The shooty up in the air thing. Wow, look. Brilliant. And again. The shooty up in the air thing. Oh, I didn't go as high that time. The excitement of the Blackpool phallus in full. Great, that, isn't it? And here's a typical modern Blackpool tram going to Fleetwood Ferry. That's the one I think that went up earlier, and now it's going to Fleetwood, you see. Someone just flipped me the bird. That tram is called 006. There we go. What a great place. So if you come into Blackpool, get on some of these things. You've only got a certain amount of time left. Not in the season, I mean in life, you know. There's only, we're all on a limited lease, aren't we? And we don't know when it's going to end. And this is the thing, you see, because people say to me, oh, you call yourself the Buddha of Blackpool, but you never talk about Buddhism. Well, I will do. Okay, so we don't know when our number is up. And if we did, we could plan better. I mean, but who would want to know when your death date is? Would you want to know if you were going to die in 2 weeks' time? Probably not. People would say, oh yeah, I could live large and, you know, go to, you know, get pissed and whatever they want to do and spend recklessly and, you know. But I think for most people it would evoke a depression, you know. 22, the Saturnic swoosh, and the Ogive circle. So yeah, so we wouldn't want to know when our numbers up. Most of us wouldn't anyway. I know some of you would, but it's a difficult one, that. It's like, So we ought to live now. So we think, okay, I'll live now, but not live every day as if it's your last, because if you do that, you'll spend all your money and you'll probably say things to people that you regret. You'll tell the boss to stick his job up his arse and walk out, which invariably you do wake up tomorrow. So it's very difficult not to see that as like a damning indictment. So what we have to do is live pleasurably. And the thing about that is, the secret to that is living joyously in this very moment, because there's a school of thought, not particularly solipsism, but a school of thought that says, if I live each day joyously, then in 40 years' time I'll look back and say my life was joyous. So instead of being too hankered down by the past and past trials and tribulations, we live as if each day has something to give us and is glorious and, you know, enjoyable and filled with wonder. And with that view, we can then say, okay, this is now, because there is only now. What we think of the future is we've got one. We think that we've got a future, but this might be it. Nobody knows whether this is our last day or not. See that helicopter there? Where is it? Can't see it myself. Up there, yeah. Could land on me. Then that's me finished. Probably tried to duck out of the way, but... So there's the people living for the moment. And you don't have to do that. Your last day doesn't have to be on a roller coaster. Because life's a roller coaster anyway, as Ronan Keating, the great philosopher from the 90s, once told us. But whatever your joy is, it could be seeing a play by Homer, the Odyssey, or it could be watching The Simpsons with Homer. So whatever your joy is, if each day can bring a little nugget of joy, a chicken or a vegan nugget of joy, then you will have lived in a happy state. And so the Buddhist beholds that joy, and at the same time he hears the glass breaking. He beholds the beautiful crystal glass and is able at the same time to say, this might end. It might be that the world is run by Satanists, where there are 666s everywhere, and disguised 666s in the form of logos and things like that people don't actually see. But what we do see is the signalling to each other, the sigils and signs, the satanic and demonic way that this system is run. So in the midst of all that, we have to find some happiness. We have to find some joy and say, the people we love, that's what makes life. What makes life is the people we love. If you think about your 5 or 6 best times that you've ever had, you'll probably find that most of those times have been with other people. Some joyous occasion where everything just seems right, where everything is just perfect, everything beats in the right way. And those times are rare, really rare. So we must capitalise on those times. Not capitalise to materialise, but capitalise on the social investments that we have with others. Look at that ride there. That looks wild, doesn't it? I could never go on that. So yeah, that might not be your thing, the ride where you're twisting and turning all over the place. Your thing might be something much more sedate. But the connection with others is certainly an antidote against depression and other forms of mental illness and unhappiness generally. Connection with others, living in the present moment. You can buy the book by Eckhart Tolle called Present Moment Awareness, which is basically a Buddhism book. Quite a boring book actually. I fall asleep on page 2, but the message is that really, live for the now. This is the time, this very moment, this moment in time now at the sea in Blackpool. This is all I've got. Nobody promises tomorrow. This is it. So if this it is enjoyable, then I will have had a happy time, and that's about all you can hope for. This it. Here we see the whale tail in front of me. Enjoyable vision. I was hoping another big one would go off before I stop this video. There's the Red Arrows, a new Red Arrows ride. Can you see that through there? Let's try and zoom in. There you go. See, these people aren't big un again. Last one before I go. Leave your comments below. Smash like and subscribe. How abusive. I wonder why they say smash. Why do we always have to smash something in this day and age? You know, like hit me up, smash this, bang that, fuck this. Fuck that, you don't have to do anything. So here we go. The last big one. Listen to them scream. I'll shut up while they do it. And that's what life's about. Enjoying the moment, taking out time to be with those that we love, enjoying that moment and knowing that it'll never last. Nothing lasts. And that's what we've got to embrace. Our heaven sense, our transient time through this little passage that we've got. So I'll see you all soon. It's goodbye from the Buddha of Blackpool for now. I'll be back with a new video in a different location. Always try and see Ireland or the Isle of Man across the water, which would be about over there. Other YouTubers from Blackpool have seen it, but I haven't got the Zoom available. And if I started getting involved with all that, I'd spend more money on gimmicks than I would make on YouTube. Last year I think I made about £3.42, so doing well.